Hello everybody and welcome to our weekly tip. This is the first tip that I'm doing under the new company Kweykway Consulting, and today we're going to be talking about reducing the use of what we call toxins. And this comes from the research of relationship expert Dr. John Gottman. He has a wealth of information on his website. Lots of tips and tools, and you will hear me refer to him quite a bit in any of the work that I do. And so according to his research, there are 4 things that you should not be using in the relationship. Now, having said that, these are 4 things that everybody does at one time or another. So it's more about building an awareness so that you can nip it in the bud when you notice them showing up. And building your capacity to respond to these things and shift gears when they do enter into the space, because they are a bit insidious, especially in groups and organizations. So what are they, you say? The 4 relationship toxins are blame, criticism, which is basically a character assassination that we can either do. We direct it often at ourselves, but then we'll direct it out at somebody else. And when there's blame, criticism, it triggers a whole cycle of conflict. So that's the first one. We want to nip it in the bud at that point if we can. Usually blame, criticism will go hand in hand with the second toxin, which is contempt. And contempt is almost, it's a form of low-grade hatred, and it's when we're at the point where we can no longer see the other party's good qualities. We can only see what we dislike about them or what we disagree with in regards to that person. And so blame and contempt generally go hand in hand, and contempt can often be seen in someone's facial expression. Rolling of the eyes, curling of the lip and such. After that comes defensiveness, and defensiveness is just a natural response to blame, and defensiveness is just the need to protect oneself and one's position. So if we get to defensiveness, chances are we are entrenched in the cycle of conflict, and we really need to slow down, stop what we're doing, notice that we're using toxins, and then discuss a plan for moving forward without them. Now, if we have these toxins, those first 3, a steady diet of those, what you will see is people stonewalling each other. Blame is a big trigger. So I know for myself, blame, criticism, if I feel blame or criticism being directed at me, I often will get triggered and flooded. And if we get triggered and flooded on a regular basis, what we will end up doing is something called stonewalling. And stonewalling is almost, it's an avoidance of the person or event that is triggering for us. And we will just distance ourselves from each other. And you'll see that in organizations, families, communities, where people just don't talk to each other anymore. And it's not because we're bad people, it's just because that is almost a survival instinct to stonewall one another. So if people are stonewalling each other, it is an indication that there has been high levels of toxicity over an extended period of time. Now, it's important to note that men tend to stonewall more than women, and the reason for this is men physiologically become triggered more easily and they stay flooded longer, where women can self-regulate a lot more easily. So you'll often see a man stonewalling a woman. Having said that, it is something that we all do. So if we do notice that we have high levels of these 4 toxins, blame, criticism, defensiveness, contempt, and stonewalling, it's a sign that we need to back up and really talk about the state of our relationship and the way we're communicating with each other. Devise a plan for working through conflicts without the use of the toxins, and talk about what you're going to do when you're not in conflict, when the toxins do show up. He also says that the toxins are the gateway to abuse. So if we can nip it in the bud at blame, we're going to be able to shift our relationships and shift the way that we do conflict. As always, give it a try. Practice makes perfect. And in relationship, there really is no such thing as perfect. It's an ongoing practice, and we're always growing and teaching each other. So have a great week. Bye.